I'm the kind of person who reads ancient texts on warfare to determine what I should do on Twitter. And so I have one question, and you mentioned it in the beginning, listening to your audience, right? And I recently started to do that more, really listen to what people actually expect and want from me and just give in and do that. And it works better for me. But I had like a little voice in my mind that questions me how far you want to go with that, right? Because if I do use the political example, well, a lot of, let's say, it sounds a little, but a lot of, let's say, dictators were created like that. They just listen to what the people want and do it, right? So I wonder if there's a balance to be had, if there are perils on that kind of path. Does that make sense? The question is just, if you give in to what people want all the time and more and more and more, can that lead to a weird place?
Like, you don't want to become a slave of your audience. And this is something that you can notice. I don't know if you remember, at some point in time on YouTube, pranking became very popular, and everybody was trying to get like a little bit more extreme because they figured out like their audiences like that, and they pushed it and they pushed it and they pushed it to a point where like they were putting themselves at risk. And it's the same with messaging. You need to, like, and we were talking about leadership. It's you being able to, I hate to use that word, to dictate or shift the beliefs in a way that is coherent with you. You can't just be a slave to whatever the crowd is telling you to do or to say. There is actually a very interesting book, and it's my number one recommendation. It's called The Crowd by an awesome writer who's called Gustave Le Bon. If you get any chance to read that book, it's going to change a lot in the way you see social media audiences in general. But basically what it says is, as individual, we're pretty rational. Like we all like to think of ourselves as rational beings, but we're all more emotional than rational. But we still hold on some sort of rationality. When you think at a collective level, audiences are, like, you can think of them as purely emotional beings that needs like a beast that you still need to control. I'm very aware that I'm using like very confusing words here, but like I need you to understand that you can actually orient and direct the way the set of beliefs that your audience has, and you need to keep control. And that's why politicians hire people like me. Like, that's what you do. And it's not a fixed strategy. It's something that is dynamic. It's something that there is a lot of proactive measures that you put in there. There is a lot of narrative boundaries that you need to have in place. There is like and there is also like a part where you react to events and to ideas. So you need like to have like this whole mix of content strategies. You need a game plan.